On today's IRS tax update, as we are now just 1 week away from the start of the new tax season, we will recap the latest developments, including some possible last-minute tax changes that could impact millions of tax filers. So we will take a look at who could be impacted by this and why those who are may want to wait until early February to file their tax returns. Meanwhile, we will also recap some of the top refund delay causes you may experience this tax season, along with possible steps to take, as well as what you could be facing if you must file an amended return this year. Now recapping where things currently stand, as the IRS will begin to officially accept and process tax returns starting on Monday, January 29th. As we have reported, some tax filers will have already had their returns accepted by the IRS before that date. And that is because the IRS is currently in the process of testing their systems and are accepting a limited amount of tax returns to be part of test batches. Now, while some may have their returns accepted by the IRS before January 29th, the IRS will not start processing the actual return until at least that date. While we do recommend filing early to especially avoid potential tax identity theft, we do recommend viewers to file within that early to mid-February timeframe to at the very least ensure they receive all tax documents in the mail before filing, but also that there are no last-minute corrections the issuer of those tax documents must make. Also, make sure you do create an IRS online account even before you file your taxes, which may come in helpful to those who experience refund delays this year. If you are among the estimated 46 million tax filers who will be claiming the child tax credit this year, there is currently a proposal to expand and increase the credit, which was just approved last Friday and is on its way to the next vote later this week. The expansion of the credit being proposed will be in phases, increasing from the current limit of $1,600 to $1,800 per dependent for taxes filed this year, and increased next year up to $1,900, and once again the following year up to $2,000. Now, while not all those claiming the credit will see an increase, it will ultimately depend on tax filing status and income amount of the tax filer. There is a bit of a time crunch to get final passage on this, as to allow the IRS time to update their computer systems to take into account the increased credit amounts. So at the moment, the important question being asked is, what if this proposal ultimately passes, but only after tax filers begin to receive those tax refunds claiming the child tax credit? How do those early filers obtain that additional refund amount? Now, at this point, the answer is not clear, but it seems likely the IRS will attempt to automatically adjust the tax return in question, which could result in a second refund being sent out at a later date. This scenario would be similar to what the IRS did back in 2021 when it came to the tax adjustment on unemployment benefits received in tax year 2020, where 12 million individuals received an additional refund as a result. Another possibility, though it would cause further issues, is requiring the taxpayer to file an amended tax return in order to see that additional refund amount. At this point, our suggestion for those claiming the child tax credit, and even those claiming the earned income tax credit, is to wait closer to mid-February to file their tax returns, since the IRS is not even allowed to process that tax return until that point anyways. Now, an update for those still waiting on their amended returns to be processed, or who will need to file an amended return this year, as currently the IRS is still averaging between 6 to 7 months to fully process that return and subsequently release the refund. Amended returns are among the slowest to be processed, taking even longer than just regular paper tax returns. Taking a look at the amended return status of this tax filer who filed their amended return back on July 22nd, and it took nearly 5 months for that return to be processed, and nearly another month for the IRS to fully complete the return on January 5th. However, as of this recording, they are still waiting for that refund to be issued, and with the IRS currently preparing for the next tax season, they are unlikely to receive the refund until next month, which means the overall wait time puts it at nearly 7 months, and does in fact confirm the current 6 to 7 month trend we have been reporting. Turning to some of the causes of those refund delays, and again, we are expecting identity verification to be one of the leading causes of those refund delays for yet another year. Now, generally, selection for identity verification is completely random, and you can actually take the steps now to learn how to complete ID verification by creating an IRS online account, by which will require you to verify your identity through ID.me. However, it should be noted completing this process may not necessarily stop a ID verification request down the line when your tax return is being processed. If the IRS identifies you as a taxpayer who must complete ID verification, your tax return and refund will remain frozen until the process is complete. For those impacted, you will receive one of several different versions of an IRS letter, requesting ID verification, such as the most commonly received 5071C notice as seen here. In most cases, ID verification can be done online in a matter of minutes, but you will need the control number listed on the notice to begin the process, as well as a valid photo ID and a copy of your latest tax returns available to complete the process. If you experience issues and are unable to complete the process, immediately contact the IRS for further guidance. Also, there are several types of ID verification letters, such as the 4883 and 6330C letters, in which you must complete ID verification in person at a local IRS office. Another IRS notice that will be commonly received this year is Letter 2644C, also known as the 60-day notice as seen here, in which the IRS is informing the taxpayer that they are waiting for the taxpayer's tax account information to become available on their computer system. Now, generally, what we have seen with this notice is the IRS has still not processed the employer's tax information, and that is necessary so the IRS can match what you reported for wages and deductions and compare it to what has been reported by others for accuracy. This is especially important for those claiming certain tax credits, where there are income eligibility requirements in place. Now, generally, there is not much one can do in this situation, except to wait, however. If an extended period of time has passed with no update, the IRS may request you to submit a copy of the tax document you received from your employer, as well as year-end pay stubs. Also, another step we suggest taking while waiting is seeing if your employer's wages have been received, and there are two ways you want to do that. The first step is by logging into your IRS account and checking your wage and income transcript as seen here. Now, this transcript is different than the return and account transcripts we recommend viewers check for regular updates on their tax status. This specific transcript will indicate the wages and income a taxpayer has received as reported by employers and other businesses. Also, do confirm the totals match compared to what you entered on your return for accuracy. Discrepancies, and especially income not reported, can lead to further refund delays. Now, if you're not seeing all of your yearly wages on the wage and income transcript, then you will want to proceed with Step 2. Step 2 is logging into your Social Security account and checking your earnings record for the tax year in question like seen here. What happens is employers report work wages to the Social Security Administration, who then in turn forward the information to the IRS, so there are multiple steps behind the scenes. If you do not see any income reported, missing income, or there is a mismatch, do contact your employer or former employer's payroll department to report an issue. We see every year instances where an employer has accidentally entered the wrong Social Security number for an employer, which causes wages not being properly reported, and in some cases, businesses failing to report taxes in the first place. There are situations that definitely can impact the timing of your refund and lead to a potential delay of months as a result. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax issue. In the meantime, we will keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.